Welcome to episode 54 of our weekly live stream. Today, as you can see, we will be playing Star Trek Online. I see we've got a couple missions already lined up on the side, and then when I started the game before, I jumped in to make sure everything was good. We got this one from 7 of 9 that I haven't accepted. I'll read through it before we do. But yeah, I do want to apologize for not being on to play some Minecraft yesterday. I was busy working on a few other things and figured since I actually have tomorrow off, that we can spend some time tomorrow playing some Minecraft. Instead, I should have probably tweeted out that that's what I was going to be doing. But I forgot. I was, like I said, busy working on a few other things. Clearing up some space on my server to store more videos, and that I'm archiving a whole bunch of stuff. So that's what I was doing most of the day. But hopefully tomorrow I'll hop on, spend some time with you guys playing some Minecraft. Excuse me. And such. As usual, as you see scrolling across the bottom of the screen, are our links to our social media pages. Twitter, you can find us at Vault_Deep. On Facebook, you can do a search for Deep Vault Gaming, we'll come up. And if you want to support us in a more personal manner, you can always head on over to our Patreon page, and that is Deep Vault Gaming at patreon.com/Deep Vault Gaming. If you want to help us out that way. But yeah, so we'll go through them all again at the end of the episode like I always do. Pop them off for now. And, yeah. Not much has gone on during the week. I know I was late posting this week's, last week's, however you want to look at it, episodes for the Outer Worlds. I honestly completely forgot. I thought I had uploaded them on Monday, and then when I went and checked on late Tuesday night, I saw that I didn't have one up, and of course it decided to take forever to upload, and I haven't uploaded last week's weekly live stream yet, for the same reason, because it was taking forever for the other two to upload, and that, so I'm going to work on uploading that one later this afternoon, probably while I'm working on editing this video for this coming Friday. I'll have it uploading, that way I can get it up, and then I'll start uploading this week's episodes of The Outer Worlds, which will catch me up to the point where I actually have to start and record videos again for it. I have to continue the playthrough, because I had, I'd taken one weekend, a Saturday or Sunday or an afternoon after work or something, and sat and I had knocked out 6 or 7 episodes. Then I had sat and took another day and edited all 6 or 7 episodes, and that, so that I had a nice big backlog, and now we've come to the end of that. So I will sit probably either later this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon after our live stream, or in the morning beforehand, depending on what other things I do in the morning, and I'll work on them so we can continue. We're close to the 50% mark, I think, maybe a little over it, on the Outer Worlds, so we're coming towards the end of it. I've also started taking some episodes of, I've done one episode because I was fighting with FPS issues in recording, but after the Outer Worlds, we're going to dive right into Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the newest Tomb Raider one, and that'll be the first episode. We'll be switching from 720p resolution to full 1080. So I had to work out a whole bunch of FPS issues. I was having issues with my graphics card not putting out stable ones. I finally got that resolved. I did a experiment because I've got 2 RX 580 AMD graphics cards, and doing some reading I saw that the Shadow Tomb Raider was, using DirectX 12 with it, you can take advantage of it's not Crossfire anymore, they're calling it M GPU for multi-GPU. And so I pulled apart my Alienware, pulled out my RX 2080, put in the two 580 AMD 580 RX 580s, and tried to do some testing on it. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I had stable 4K at about 29 frames per second, which I was shooting for 30, which I was like, okay, because with the 2080, I'm getting a 5960. I'm shooting for 60 at 1080, but I'm getting about 59 as the average. But it looked good. But when I switched to the 1080, so that I could actually do the videos, because I've only got a 1080 capture card, and that I was getting like 43 frames per second instead of the 5960, so it was worse. I also did some testing on Rise of the Tomb. No, it crashed on Rise of the Tomb Raider. The Tomb Raider 2013, the first game that we ever did, and that using the I believe it's DirectX 11 and it's capable of Crossfire with DirectX 11, and I got some phenomenal results in that on it, but it's like that doesn't help me or us because we've already covered that series. And then I jumped into Rise of the Tomb Raider to give it a shot, and I got some phenomenal results in that, but when I switched to the 1080, it locked up and crashed, and then the computer wouldn't come back on. And after a minor freak out, I pulled the cards out, I put the 2080 back in, everybody came back all happy in that, so we'll stick with the 2080. I know Shadow of the Tomb Raider is more of a NVIDIA centric game compared to the other two, which were AMD centric games. So I may get better results if I were to pick up another 2080. But I don't know if I really want to spend the $750 or so to get a second 2080 and the NVLink adapted to SLI them together. It's a decision that I'm still mulling about. Don't know if I want to spend the money on that, or if I just want to buy one of the 2080 super cards that came out and see how the performance increases with just a single card. I mean, I'm happy with the single 2080 that I have now. It seems to work, it gets the job done. The real big test would be when, in September, when Cyberpunk 2077 comes out, and that I'm gonna probably initially play at least some of it to get used to the controls in that. The downside to that is if I'm not recording it, I'm playing in 4K. So I may also have to look into spending the $250 and getting a 4K capture card, which I'm fine with. That means that I wouldn't have to continually change my resolution, and I can get the highest quality and stuff playing it in a 4K like they're designed to, at least the newer games. The downside is I don't know if my current streaming PC setup will handle it. It is my older gaming machine that I can't game, like Star Trek Online. It'll crash, and some games that you don't think are super intensive on it will kill it. That's the reason I don't use it as a gaming machine anymore, and I don't see the point in spending $125 to replace the processor in it, since I can't upgrade the processor in it. I can only get what's in it again. So I may be doing a harder look into maybe purchasing another machine, or the PC that I'm building, temporarily use it as my streaming machine until I sell it, which I'm still waiting for parts to come out. I know I had said that I was going to be using the Ryzen 3 3300X processor that was coming out supposedly on the 21st, and it's a $119–$120 processor. I have not seen it on Newegg or Amazon for under like 300, which means it's somebody, and there's strange companies selling them, so I'm not going to trust them because it could be branded wrong, just, misrepresenting what it is. I'm gonna wait till the actual one comes. I get notified from Newegg or Amazon, whoever gets it first, and then purchase it then. Hopefully they'll be coming out, or at least be hitting the markets soon. I know I'm not desperate for it because I gotta wait till the end of June, I believe it is, for the new B5500 motherboards to come out, because that's the board that I'm going to be using with it, with those chipsets. And that, I've already got a graphics card that I'm going to use. I'm going to use my 1050 Ti graphics card in it, which should be more than enough, hopefully with the slight overclock, to do what I want it to do. And I gotta pick up 16 gigs of memory for it. I still got a few odds and ends: DVD drive, hot swappable hard drive, 5 1/4 hard drive adapter, because I pulled out to make room for the water cooling that I put in it, I pulled out the internal hard drive bay. So I gotta use one of the hot swappable ones for the data drive. I'm going to be using one of the M.2s for the OS drive mounted to the board, and I've got to get a USB 3 front panel floppy drive bay adapter, front panel, whatever you want to call it, for that. Those are the last 3 things I need to get, that I need to paint and weather to match the case, and then it's just waiting on hardware. But I figured I could probably get them all closer together, because it's going to take me a day to paint everything and weather it to get it look nice. Get it to look to match the case. It'll only take me about a day to do all that, and then I can slap it all together, drop the parts in, put it together, test it, and go from there, and run a few benchmarks and such. But that's basically the plan. I'm just waiting for parts that I'm going to use to come on, and then we'll continue on that one. But I think I've rambled enough. We're already almost 13 minutes in, and I've been rambling. So let us dive into the game. Alright. The quest that 7 of 9 is trying to give us is the Measure of Morality Part 1. Objective: long-range sensor arrays in a Talos system went offline recently. The last thing they picked up before that happened was a Borg scout ship. I'm heading to the Talos now to investigate. If this is the beginning of a new Borg incursion, I could use some backup. Meet me there as soon as you can. So, if we accept it, we'll head to the system. Universal. Get some good stuff, so we might as well.
Until next time. We have unfinished business to attend to. Looks like things have settled down for now.
Alright. So, it's been too long, I don't remember my commands. Day rest system, I'll put this one up at once. Maybe not this one up at once. What's that? What's that? It's been a long time since I've played. Probably since sometime last year that we played, so I'm a little rusty on the commands. I know a whole bunch of new updates and content came to the game. This mission that we're playing is a whole brand new one. And that I know some of the other ones, the older ones that I've played before I was streaming and doing that, just played when I got the game. I've got, I don't know how many hours playing this game. When it became free to play online and that, I got it, and I spent months just sitting and playing. It's the only game I played for months was this. I'd come home, from school, after school, get my homework done, sit and play it, and then in college and that, get my work done, sit and play it. Weekends, especially in the wintertime, over holiday breaks and that, it was I'd get up in the morning, say hi to the family, get something to eat, grab a bunch of cans of sodas, some snacks, either head into my room where the computer was, or when I moved up to another room to spread out a little bit more, head up to the computer, and then I just sit on there for hours. I don't know why all of a sudden I have the filters. Hope everybody so far enjoyed their weekend. And I haven't done much. I don't plan to do much, being not much stuff is actually open yet at the moment. And everybody's still kind of staying away from everybody and somewhat doing their own thing. So I've got no big plans. Like I said yesterday, I spent, and this morning it's still going on, doing some archiving and clear up space on my server. Because I have a bunch of drives I'm not using at the moment, and it's cheaper to temporarily back everything up to these drives and set them off to the side. I'll probably drop them in my safe just so that they're secure, and that instead of trying to go out and buy another 6 terabyte drive and trying to get it to play nice with the current one that's installed in the server, and that it's just clear off. If I can clear off at least a terabyte or 2, that'll keep me below half, using half the drive. Because I'm using a little over 3 terabytes of a 6 terabyte drive with all the stuff, and most of the stuff I'm taking off archiving is older stuff we did last year, and that, so it's all 2019 stuff that I don't necessarily need anymore, but I don't want to delete outright, just in case for some reason I want to go back and do stuff, and that I still want to be able to have the footage, but I don't necessarily need it taking up space on my server. I have a feeling they've adjusted mechanics in this, because it used to be if you traveled from one end of the map to the other end of the map, it was like quick, instant, and that now it seems like they've adjusted the mechanics to make it seem like it takes longer, and that we started up by, I think we were started up by around Starbase 24, and there's been a good couple minutes we're starting to get close. This is our 3rd ship, because we are the Dash B. So we've upgraded ships 3 times so far. I forget what class ship we are. But we are a heavy escort.
Thanks for coming. Spotting a Borg scout here made a lot of people nervous, and with good reason. So, some old friends called in a favor, and here I am. I came here looking for Borg, but the real problem turned out to be sabotage. Orion smugglers fouled up the long-range array, but they left the short-range sensors intact. I have plenty of evidence from the sensor logs to turn over to Alliance officials.
And the Borg?
Still a concern. If they're sizing up this quadrant as an incursion zone, we need to know about it. I have a few ideas on upgrading the sensor arrays, making them harder to disable and better at spotting Borg. Beam me over and we can sort out the details.
Alright, very well. Stand by for transport.
With your assistance, I can complete the modifications quickly.
There we go. Alright. Just figuring out the controls again.
Good. Now that we have a working array, our next step will be initiating the new security protocols. Hold on. Are you seeing this? The long-range sensors just lit up like a Dabo table. Reading a massive energy surge. We're being scanned. Something's overriding all our control systems, attempting to bypass.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Oh, that was unpleasant. Still, there are no damage reports, no casualties.
Alright, where are we?
Scanning. This is unexpected.
Care to enlighten us?
According to astrometrics, we were catapulted several hundred light years from Trailus to the Excalibur system.
Calbia. Seem to recall a few space legends about this place.
Here's some facts to go along with those legends. In the 23rd century, Excalbians abducted the USS Enterprise and subjected some of her crew to a series of combats. Some sort of morality test.
I don't like the look of this. Is it possible we're here for the same reason?
Feels that way to me. I doubt they dragged us all the way out here to have a Ractogeno and talk about baseball. There's one way to find out for sure. Hail them and see what they want.
Lots of atmospheric interference on Excalibur. We can't establish comms.
I can boost the signal once the ship is in a standard orbit. Assuming the Excalbians are in a talking mood, we should have answer soon.
Agreed. Helm, take us to a standard orbit over Excalibur.
are receiving your signal. On behalf of the Excalbian people, I bid you welcome.
Forgive me, sir. I wasn't expecting to speak with Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, I suppose that would be a bit of a surprise. You'll pardon me for that, I hope. Some time ago, I met and fought beside one of your own, Captain James Kirk. Under the circumstances, we felt seeing a familiar face would make this meeting go a little smoother.
I see. Why are we here, Mr. President?
That is a complicated matter, I'm afraid. I think it would be easier to discuss it face to face. We prepared a meeting ground on the surface of Excalbia. It meets your needs for atmosphere and climate, as I understand them. Will you join us there?
We accept your gracious invitation, Mr. President. We'll beam down at once.
Welcome, friends. I do hope the local climate is to your liking.
The climate's fine. It's our abduction that we have a problem with, friend.
My apologies. It was not an action of my choosing, I can assure you.
Your presence is required for a matter of great importance.
Greater than conversations with dead presidents?
Long ago, the two of us were involved in a study, if you will.
An evaluation of two concepts, good and evil. The initial results were ultimately inconclusive.
The debate has continued since that time.
We now seek a final resolution.
What does that have to do with us, exactly?
You have been chosen as advocates for the concept of good.
But you will not face it alone.
Hello. Looks like we have a lot of work to do here.
That's putting it mildly.
Find out what's going on.
You have questions. I will attempt to clarify our intentions.
Okay, we're listening.
In this trial, you will be accompanied by associates that we have created for you. You will confront a variety of situations in opposition to evil forces. Your actions will be judged, as will those of your opponents. The prevailing concept will guide us as a people. We shall pursue the virtues of good, or the vices of evil.
Why have you chosen violence as a means to evaluate these concepts?
We find violent conflicts produce pure examples of good and evil. They provide the best results to evaluate and judge.
And if we refuse to participate in this trial?
Failure to participate will be seen as your endorsement of the supremacy of evil. The trial will then conclude with a judgment in favor of evil, and our subsequent pursuit of the concept as a guiding principle.
Fight or evil wins by default. That's not much of a choice.
The trial awaits you. Proceed through the portal behind me when you are prepared.
Very well. Let's get this over with.
I think we need to be cautious when dealing with the Excalbians. They're a lot like Q, minus a sense of humor. Fashion sense could use a little work, too.
Indeed. Recommendations?
For now, I say we play their game and stay in one piece. Look for opportunities to swing things in our favor. Our new teammate here might have some insight into the situation as well.
Good point. Anything you'd like to add, Commander?
Michael Burnham, of the USS Discovery.
The Discovery. Marshfield class served with distinction. Reported missing in action.
Judging by your uniforms, I'd say I'm in the future. The last thing I remember was preparing for battle with my crew, and the crew of the Enterprise. Since we're having this discussion, I'm guessing we won that fight. My apologies, my memory's a bit fuzzy. Possibly a side effect of whatever brought me here.
Indeed. Welcome to 2411, Commander.
Over 150 years. Fascinating. Right. I'll catch up later. Assuming we get through this trial in one piece. To address your original question, I wish I had all the answers, but I know as much as you do. Going through this trial will give us the chance to conduct some tests of our own, learn more about them and the situation here.
Get some popping. Let's see if I can get rid of. Oh, you can get popping as well. Maybe. I think that's kind of worse. Or maybe not. It goes away. Alright. Agreed. Let's not keep the omnipotent beings waiting then.
Take heart, my friends. Yarnik has a forceful personality, but his voice is not the only one heard here. There are many ex-Calbians who would embrace virtues before vices.
It's good to have allies.
Well said. And as one of your allies here, I have a warning for you. The trials are drawn from your past experiences and records, but they will not be identical recreations. There will be alterations to test your responses and those of your opponents. Expect the unexpected.
Thank you for the information.
Please accompany me.
Alright, so we must pass through the portal.
Beyond that portal, the first trial awaits. Good luck, my friends.
Alright, might as well dive on in and see what we got going.
My tricorder's showing a Class M tropical biome. By the look of things, this world is under attack. I'm reading a lot of weapons fire from several locations in the area.
Alright, let's try to figure out what the Excalbians are testing here.
This is a safe position for now, but that could change soon. We need to get to cover fast. I see a plaza ahead. And casualties. Enemy forces may be in the area.
Alright, ready weapons and weapons.
This didn't happen long ago. Some of the bodies are still warm. When did this take place, originally? I don't recognize the uniforms on these Vulcans.
They aren't Vulcans, they're Romulans.
Romulans? You're serious? Those are Romulans. This is a lot to take in.
Romulans are an offshoot of Vulcans who left after the time of awakening.
The Romulans are... I clearly have a lot of catching up to do. But the middle of a war zone isn't an ideal place for a history lesson.
Agreed.
These Romulans are Tal Shiar, members of a covert military intelligence force. Their list of enemies is long. Any number of them could be responsible for this attack.
We should keep moving.
This one was killed by heavy plasma weaponry. Strange. I'm also reading trace amounts of several exotic particles in the area. Antiproton, tachyon. Whoever else was in this fight used some extremely advanced weapons.
Sounds like a Khmer weapon.
Makes sense. The Iconians were allies of the Tal Shiar at this time. They were probably fighting at their side. This may be one of the unexpected changes Lincoln warned us about. Iconians arriving here early.
That's an unpleasant thought.
Some kind of constructs. They're using anti-proton weapons.
Heralds. That's fine.
Those were Iconians?
Not quite. They were heralds, harbingers, things.
Heralds are augmented servants of the Iconians. They were used primarily as shock troops. We've encountered them before, but if they're here now, things are worse than expected. There's a tactical force field blocking our way. That looks like the emitter over there. Should be simple enough to destroy it.
Alright, let's take it out and move on.
LCR and Heralds fighting Reman combat squads. Wonderful.
So, these Remans, they're on our side. Good to know.
You there! I would speak with you!
What is it?
Your timing is fortuitous, my old friend. My resistance forces are closing in on Hakiv's laboratory, but he has opened an Iconian gate. The Iconians have sent their minions to aid Hakiv, but all is not lost. We can still stop them. The lab is not far from here. If we can fight our way past the guards, we can put an end to all this, and Hakiv.
Obisek, do you know what's happening here? The Excalbians?
Excalbians? No, Iconians! Hakiv has brought them here. They're putting up quite a fight. I'll need all the help I can get to stop him. Will you help us?
I see. Yes, let's find and stop Hakiv.
Looks like there's another tactical force field blocking the way. This Hakiv really doesn't want to be interrupted, does he?
Delaying tactics. Let's find and destroy the shield emitter.
It may not be in an obvious place. Check the nearby buildings and rooftops.
Good point. Spread out, signal the group if you spot the emitter.
Excellent. Hakiv has holed up in the south like the cornered vermin he is. Once we're near his position, I can set up a jamming field to prevent him from beaming out. Then we can bring him to justice, at last.
You might be able to block transporters, Obisek, but I doubt you can block a functional Iconian gate. As long as that remains open, Hakiv will be able to escape. Deal with the gate first, then you can talk about justice all you want.
Agreed. Let's shut the gate down.
Ambush! Look out!
Personal shield losing power.
So good of you to join us today. I've dreamed of ridding the galaxy of your stench for some time. And now, with the Iconians at my side, that dream shall become a reality.
This ends now, Hakiv. No amount of Iconian or Tal Shiar scum will stop me. Blood calls for blood.
We have bigger problems. The Iconian gate is still online, remember? Hakiv can bring in Iconian reinforcements as long as it is.
Then let's shut it down. Keep Hakiv and his forces busy while we work, or this trial will end real soon. And not in our favor.
Understood. You'll have the time you need, Commander.
Shield losing power.
Has a stealth field. Spread out. Find him.
You think you've stopped me? The Iconians already know. They know everything.
I don't care. Blood calls for blood, Hakiv.
No, not like this. You're better than this. If you do this, it won't be justice. It'll be murder. You don't have to do this.
He must pay for what he's...
Alright, what's the call? Help Obasek or catch Hakiv?
Obasek's in bad shape. He needs field surgery right now, or he's not going to make it. I can't do this alone. I'll need your help to save him.
Hakiv's getting away. If he leaves through a gateway, he could return with enough Iconians to finish us off. Do you want to pursue him?
Let's see. We need to stop the key. Agent with billions of lives at risk, or we need to save Obasek. He's too valuable as we find it now. Save Obasek.
Rest easy, friends. This part of the trial has reached its conclusion. There's a portal nearby. Use it to return to Yarnik. He wishes to review the results of the trial.
Very well. Let's see what he has to say about all this.
At a critical moment, you move to save Obasek's life. Because of this, Hakiv escapes and convinces the Iconians to pursue a scorched earth assault on their enemies. Millions more die in the following war as a result. An intriguing choice, to be sure.
It was a hard choice, but I stand by my decision.
To callously leave an ally to die upon the battlefield is not the mark of a strong soul. Saving the life of a comrade in the fight against evil was a brave and noble act, one worthy of praise rather than scorn.
The trial continues. Proceed through the nearby portal when you are ready to begin the next evaluation.
Very well.
Come this way for your next trial.
Alright. Let's see what this one has to offer.
Any idea where we are? I haven't seen anything like this.
Very advanced technology. Alien design.
This is the Anorex, a vessel designed for temporal warfare. A Krenim scientist named Noy used it to pursue an agenda of terror. We could be anywhere, at any point in time.
Time travelers, like Lincoln said, expect the unexpected. Oh, that's
Damage control teams. The ship's been in a rough fight.
This looks like some kind of command station.
Secure the area. You might be able to find useful data here.
The petty squabbles over the Tox Utat have become tiresome. First Krog, and now Azure and Boratus. They growl and demand and threaten to depart over the artifact like petulant children. If it were not a critical element of my plans, I would have left it on Ryza, along with the corpses of Picard and his charming thief. The Sphere Builders grow suspicious of my inquiries. I believe they begin to realize what my ultimate goal is, what I shall do once this war is won. Today, at Procyon 5, I will undo what the Alliance has done to them, to me, to my family. I will bring back my wife and child. All of this is for them, and no one will stop me. Krog becomes impatient, despite her successful recovery of the Tox Utat and the restoration of the Nakul Star. She wants more. She wants revenge. It is tempting to use the Tox Utat on Sol, on Vulcan, on every star in the Alliance, but I have a better use for it at Procyon 5. Nakul vengeance shall have to wait. My plan to recruit Admiral Lita to the Temporal Liberation Front was a success. Keeping her loyalty, however, is quite challenging. Like so many Terrans, her dreams of empire are strong. As long as those dreams remain in her reality, our partnership shall continue. The moment her dream takes hold in our reality, my reality, then the honeymoon, as they say, is over.
Funny, I've been to Procyon 5. It's unremarkable. In our time, at least. Looks like things change considerably in the next century.
Indeed, we're in the middle of the final battle in a temporal war.
And on the bridge of the enemy flagship, no less. Judging by the look of things, the battle may not be going well for this Temporal Liberation Front.
Agreed.
We should leave. By now, we've been detected by their security systems. And I'd rather not be around when they send combat teams to retake the bridge.
Good point, Commander. Let's move out.
There's a turbo lift down this way. This door here.
I'm detecting a massive buildup of temporal energy ahead.
Yeah, along with multiple life forms, all armed.
Nice try. But
That works.
haven't seen the last of me!
I see him. Noise on the upper platform.
Waste time as you see fit, Vermin. It will be for naught.
History shows you have a habit of meddling in the affairs of others.
We believe it is time to break you of that habit.
Come on.
Here to parley? Or shall we just start shooting at one another? So, the Alliance sends a gang of assassins to stop me once again. Predictable. Before I kill you, understand this. After today, the Alliance ends forever. Thus always to tyrants. And their rabid attack dogs as well.
I think you overestimate your chances.
I will fight this battle again and again until I stand victorious!
I understand the need to bring back the ones we've lost.
Living in the past is an exercise in futility.
I will not be defeated! I control time itself!
Up we go.
Enough! I will erase you all!
You can't control time! If anything, time controls us.
Weak, but wasted on more. His grief blinds him to things like logic and truth.
I'm so close! I won't let you win! Core is ready. I will end you and take my ship back in time.
You cannot stop our plan!
This time I'll make sure you're never born, even if I have to shoot you in the cradle.
No! Husband, please! You don't have to do this.
How can this be? You were lost.
I'm here now, husband.
Cloud.
Of course, this war needed to end, Noi.
Before it consumed us all. Noi was a danger to all life, even in the Dominion. I could no longer sit back and watch as the Alliance failed to stop him, time and time again. And so, I have done what you could not. Now, we must destroy this vessel, so it can never be used again. Let us end this war, once and for all.
Do you think that will end the conflict?
She's got a point. Without Noi, without Anorex, the TLF will lack the power and leadership needed to fight the Alliance. The war will end. And who knows, maybe there'll be a chance at a lasting peace this time. Stranger things have happened.
The situation could have been avoided. He was finished. You didn't need to execute him.
That's true. The fight was over.
Maybe we can still do this the right way.
Go on.
This is a time ship. We should be able to generate a localized temporal spike and send ourselves back to a point before this whole situation goes too far. Let's finish this without resulting to cold-blooded murder.
Alright, so now we've got choices. We got agreed. We need to make things right here. Or the tampering with history was what started all this. Let's destroy Anorax and be done with it. Ooh, hard choice. I think we need to protect the timeline and not tamper with it.
You have chosen wisely. I am pleasantly surprised.
What now, Founder?
I have much to discuss with the leaders of the Alliance. Steps must be taken to protect the timeline from criminals like Noi. For you, the war is over. Return to your ships. I suspect we shall meet again in due time.
I believe that will be enough for this trial, my friends. Yarnik awaits our return. He will, no doubt, have things to discuss after observing your actions here.
Of that, I have no doubt. Let's go.
Let's return.
In allowing the murder of Noi, you made him a martyr for his cause, and the temporal war continues. Noi's followers go on to destroy the homeworlds of every Alliance member in antiquity. With no opposition, they become the dominant force throughout space and time.
I believe we did the right thing in the end.
The loss of Noi was tragic, to be certain. But the risk of losing countless more to temporal manipulation was too great. In his madness, Noi's pursuit of vengeance would have laid waste to many a world. Bringing an end to that insanity was a mercy.
Your participation in the trial has been informative thus far, but we require more data to make our decision. Another scenario has been prepared. Enter the portal when you are ready to begin.
If you insist.
This way.
This place isn't familiar. Either of you know where we are?
I don't recognize it either. Amanda?
I know where we are, I just don't know when. Knowing that's gonna make all the difference here, believe me. Let's take a look at those consoles and see if there's any useful information in them.
Very well, let's figure this out quickly.
Science officer's log. ESOF 4 was a test site for Section 31's Project Daedalus. It appears to be abandoned. The planet's atmosphere is toxic to most life forms, but we were able to establish a safe work area and habitat. We've set up a plasma reactor to power the phase discriminators will need to capture the Red Angel. If the plan works, that is. If it doesn't, this may be my final log entry. This is a recent entry, but the area is deserted. We need to know more. Science officer's log. Control found us. We fought valiantly, but Discovery wasn't a match for Control's Section 31 ships. What's left of her crashed, not far from here. Somehow, Saru and Tilly were able to transfer the sphere data to this location. But it's only a matter of time before Control figures that out and comes to collect its prize. I need to get the sphere data somewhere Control can't find it. To do that, I need the Red Angel. But the thing is, I can't trap the Red Angel without help. So I can only hope that someone from Discovery has survived, and they make it here before Control does. If Tilly was here, she'd be a font of optimism. But I know what that atmosphere can do. I don't think anyone else is going to make it. Logic suggests that I take steps to destroy the sphere data before it's too late. For now, I'm sticking with optimism. As Spock would say, there are always possibilities. Everything matches up to the point where Discovery crashes. That's where things change, and for the worse. Judging by the lack of survivors present, I think we have to finish what they started. If that's even possible.
Understood.
Do you have a question? Control is a sophisticated artificial intelligence created by Section 31. It was originally designed as a threat assessment program, but it evolved into something terrible. If it collects the sphere data, Control will pursue a path that ultimately leads to a complete loss of life in the galaxy. We cannot let that happen.
Tell us about the sphere data.
The sphere was a life form. It was extremely old and collected a vast amount of invaluable data over the course of its life. It passed that information on to the crew of Discovery before it died. Control did everything it could to acquire the data, particularly the data on artificial intelligence. It wants that data to achieve sentience. If that happens, it's all over. Control will be unstoppable.
Alright, let's make sure that doesn't happen now.
We were so close to this. To failure. To death. We need to set up the phase discriminators at that console. Good. Now we need to prepare the stasis beams at that console. So far, so good. We need to use that console to prime the EMP next. Almost finished. Use that console to align the containment field. We've set up the trap. Now all it needs is the bait. Me. You'll need to go back to the previous room, close the door, and turn off the vents.
And expose you to toxic atmosphere?
Yes. Assuming things go as they did before, the Red Angel will appear in time to save my life. When that happens, activate the trap.
Very well. Good luck, Commander.
I've done all I can with these ancient phase discriminators.
We should have the power we need for this little stunt.
But we're only getting one shot, so make it count. No pressure.
Ready when you are, Commander.
Right. Do it.
Initiate sequence on my mark. In 5, 4,
3, 2. Wait, abort! Do not engage! Picking up a massive surge of tachyon radiation.
She's here! Do it! Do it now!
Activate the phase discriminators. Activating EMP.
What are you doing? We don't have time for this. Discovery is gone. We have to deal with it ourselves. We have to stop Control now, or it all ends.
Now we have 2 burn-ups. This ought to be interesting. I get the feeling you were expecting someone else in that suit, Commander.
Yes. My mother. She designed the suit with my father and used it to escape a Klingon attack. In doing so, she learned how Control ended all life in the future. After that, she used the suit to try and stop that from happening. Clearly, in this reality, that task has fallen to me.
How can we help?
Transfer the sphere data to my suit so I can take it into the future, where Control can never find it. We need to act fast. Control is on its way here now. This needs to happen before it arrives.
Understood. Let's get to work. Whoops.
How? The sensor log said Discovery went down with all hands.
Struggle is pointless.
Control's using members of Discovery's crew as shock troops. If I leave the field, I'll return to the future. You'll have to fight Control without me. Control can't be killed with regular weapons. You need to do something unconventional. Try to magnetize the floor. It'll disrupt it. Weaken it and lure it to me. I'll distract it while you give it a magnetic shock. It'll take several shocks to finish it for good. It's weakened! Lead it to the platform! I've got its attention! Quick! Magnetize the floor! It worked! Do it again! It's weakened! Lead it to the platform!
Ow. Roll me, slow down.
It's distracted! Give it another blast! Magnetize the floor again! Good! One more shock should finish it off!
Oh, dang it. Firing without even firing.
Personal shield losing power.
It's weakened! Lead it to the platform! Hurry! Magnetize the floor! Finish it off!
It broke free. Everyone weaken it again. Now!
Oh, come on.
Enemy
beacon! Lead it to the platform! Hurry! Magnetize the floor! Finish it off!
Oh, that's...
Personal shield losing
Come on.
power.
Go.
It broke free. Everyone weaken it again. Now!
It's weakened! Lead it to the platform!
Oh, that's...
Hurry! Magnetize the floor! Finish it off!
Enemy target sensor.
Oh, come on.
It broke free. Everyone weaken it again. Now!
Come on. Am I the only one dealing with this chemical thing? Come on, move. There's a key. No, I can't. Console. Chat. Come on. You just attack the thing and stop following me around, please.
It's weakened! Lead it to the platform! Hurry! Magnetize the floor! Finish it off! That's it! It's now! Ah! Control is using nanites to take over the future version of me. If that happens, it'll gain access to the sphere data.
What are our options?
I can try to inoculate future Burnham with my own nanites. This should prevent Control from accessing the sphere data through her, but it'll alter her biosignature. She won't be compatible with the suit if this works.
Commander Brenham?
Too risky. The suit could wind up trapped here. Given time, Control could find a way to access the sphere data. We need to think about destroying the data. Purge it from the suit before Control can access it.
I could do that, but losing that data, all of that knowledge gone forever. Consider this. The means of eliminating Control could be held within the sphere data as well. Deleting it could be a fatal mistake.
Alright, now we've got a choice to make. We can't risk Control accessing sphere data to delete it, or the data is too valuable to lose, inoculate a Michael. It's a hard choice. Though the last two we've chosen the bottom one. Might choose the top one and see what happens.
Get ready. This is gonna sting. A lot.
Do it. That's a little more than a damn sting.
Get it right. Resistance is futile.
Uh-oh.
She's dead. The sphere data is gone as well. Shock of removing it must have been too much for her. I just watched myself die.
I'm sorry, Commander.
Unfortunately, we have a new problem. At the end, before it beamed out, I think what was left of Control merged with some of my nanites.
Along with some of your genetic material.
Yeah, and now there's a Borg Control hybrid version of me running loose somewhere. Whatever the Excalbians are doing here needs to stop now.
Agreed. We need to get through to them. Get that through to them. This has gone too far.
Rest easy. The trial of ESOP 4 has come to an end. My apologies, friends. These events must have taken a heavy toll upon all of you. We should return to speak with Yarnik now. Let us leave this place.
I think we've all seen enough of ESOP 4. Let's go.
Come along, my friends.
How quickly you extinguished a wealth of knowledge. And to what end? Your decision to eliminate the data also claimed the life of the Red Angel. Control continues to exist, and the fate you sought to prevent will still come to pass.
In your trial, that simulation, yes?
Preventing Control from gaining access to the sphere data was a just and necessary action, despite the cost. While the entity continues to exist, it is vulnerable. Precious time was purchased this day, time that, God willing, will allow brave souls to find a way to stop Control and bring an end to its inhuman march of destruction.
I have my concerns regarding this trial. Yarnik isn't a very impartial judge, and he's clearly a prominent figure in Excalbian society. If his opinion of our actions continues downward, the situation could become volatile in a hurry. Still, it could be worse. We still have time to present our case here. Hopefully we will win some Excalbian hearts and minds in the process.
I have been informed that Yarnik and the others wish to privately discuss the results of the trials. You are free to return to your vessel, or remain here until the recess reaches its conclusion. Once that happens, you will be summoned to continue the trial. How would you like to proceed?
7. Commander Burnham, your thoughts?
As much as I'd like to see what a ship of this time period is like, I feel like we should stay here. We might have the opportunity to speak with Excalbians other than Yarnik and see what they think of all this.
True. Any insight on this trial or its possible results would be valuable.
I'm not as optimistic as Commander Burnham when it comes to the Excalbians. Returning to the ship has its benefits. I could use a drink. Several, actually. I leave the decision to you.
Alright. Being that... Wow. Almost 2 hours. I think we're gonna choose let's take a break while they deliberate to return to sector space. And that way I can end this live stream easily instead of jumping right into part 2. That way the next time we play we can jump into part 2 and continue. I didn't realize it was actually going that long. So let's return to sector space now. Being hailed by Admiral Quinn on screen. Thank you, Admiral. We'll return shortly. Alright, so we're gonna end the stream here today. I do hope you enjoyed. It's been far too long since I've played.
Looks like the Excalbians are ready to resume the trials. As you know, our participation is required, whether we like it or not. Under the circumstances, keeping them waiting isn't wise.
Alright, we'll start this one and then we'll end it.
Until next time.
Alright, we'll leave it here. Thanks for watching. I do hope you enjoyed our playthrough. As I can see up in our upper left corner, we've gone from the rank of commander to captain, which is the promotion to captain that we just got from Admiral Quinn, which we'll take care of next time after we deal with this part 2. And that, I'm not sure when that'll be. I don't have it on my whiteboard scheduled over there. I've got it on my spreadsheet of things to do. I think it's coming up. It'll be probably a couple months because I've got the next few outlined on there. I may switch a few up so we jump back into this sooner. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching. Put them back up across the bottom. Those are our links to our social media. You can also find them in the descriptions of all our videos we post on YouTube. The easiest way to find us on YouTube is to search for Deep Vault Gaming and we'll come up. And then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way anytime I post a new video, you'll get notified that I've got a new video up and running. And that, I'll be sure to later this afternoon, tonight, get last week's weekly live stream of Borderlands 3 up onto YouTube. I will also work on getting this one ready to go up on Friday, and work on getting our next 2 episodes of The Outer Worlds uploaded so that Tuesday and Thursday they will hit when they're supposed to, unlike last week, and again, I do apologize for that. Tomorrow I'll probably be on for a little bit. We'll do some Minecraft and that, since I didn't do any of it yesterday. And then tune in next Saturday. We'll go back to doing Minecraft on Saturday, and next Sunday for our weekly live stream we will be playing Grand Age of Rome, and that will take us back to our Windows XP gaming machine. So I'm trying to alternate, do a couple newer games on the newer gaming machine and then jumping back to the Windows XP game to do some older games. It's easy to do them in batches of, either 2 on the new machine and 2 or 3 on the XP machine instead of alternating every week, because that requires me to move cables around, and I haven't found a good solution, easy, quick solution to navigate between the 2 computers that doesn't generate a massive headache. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. We've been, going for nearly 2 hours, an hour and 47 minutes. So I would say this is a good, successful live stream. We haven't had any dropped frames really in this one. We're well below the threshold, and I think I figured out the issue that I was having last week with Borderlands 3. Poking around at it a little bit more during the week, and that's that I have the frame rate set to unlimited, so it was, and when I ran the benchmarks it was pushing out well over 100 to 120 frames per second, and I've got the Streamlabs OBS here set up to only stream at 60. So I don't think the video quality was really affected. I haven't looked to edit the video yet to see. But looking at the live review of the stream like I always do, I didn't see any stuttering or issues. It's just that OBS was, or Streamlabs here was showing a massive fit going. I've got 35% dropped frames, which makes sense if I was running well over 100, 120. On the game, it's only trying to record at 60. It was dropping 35% of the frames. So next time we play Borderlands 3, I'm going to make sure I have the frames per second set limit to 60, and hopefully that will resolve that issue. Well, issue, non-issue, because I don't think it posed a streaming issue, but that's something I want to check out next time. Just something I stumbled across while I was poking around in the settings to try to see what was going on, and running a few. It was one of the games I ran benchmark when I had the two RX 580s installed in it. But I digress. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I do hope you have a good Monday off if you've got Monday off, and you will join us tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time, but I will definitely be on tomorrow for a bit to play some Minecraft. I don't know if we'll continue our one playthrough or if I'll jump into creative mode and we'll have a little fun building some stuff. And that I have yet to decide. But again, thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And that's all I've got for you guys today. So I shall see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.